This is WTF Nation Radio. This is WTF Nation Radio.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
The horse, with beauty unsurpassed, strength immeasurable, and grace unlike any other, still remains humble enough to carry a man upon its back. When a service member or first responder takes an oath, he or she has mentally and physically committed themselves with self-sacrifice. From the front lines abroad to the very streets you live on in America, they protect. This oath is non-refundable and it is lifelong. Facing unimaginable dangers and unseen scars, these grounds are a place to recover and face any challenges head-on. As veterans and first responders ourselves, we know that battle all too well. From a simple talk with a friend on horseback to an entire debrief in the barn, this sanctuary has seen recovery take place time and time again. No hour of life is wasted that is spent in a saddle. The way we approach change isn't a new phenomenon. This animal has been with humans over 5,000 years. If you've ever been around a horse for long enough, you'll feel that thing, that electric trust. In that moment, nothing else is in your mind. When they turn into you, it's like the world disappears. We harness that moment to build skills off of. Repurposing requires flexibility, adaptability, and the willingness to challenge assumptions and conventional thinking. This approach can be applied to many areas in life, including business, education, and personal growth. To ride a horse is to fly without wings. This lesson and skills learned at war horses will help reintegrate back into daily life. You'll learn coping mechanisms, improved communication skills, trust and confidence that will help reduce symptoms of anxiety and depression. These tools can be used every day to navigate life and take on many challenges. This may involve practicing mindfulness, setting boundaries, improving communication with loved ones. Transitioning back to society is hard on your own. And when you're at war horses, you're family, and families solve problems together.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
I can feel this in my ears. What is happening?
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to Black Friday Night Freedom. My name is Koz. Up there in the negative image is Pooky. His room's a little unkempt right now, so he's just going to do a little static image today. Welcome, everybody. Today's the 24th day of November 2022. We're in the home stretch, dude. We got a month left of this year, and it's going to be awesome, man. I've said this before. I've got a good feeling about 2024. I think it's going to be a better year than 2023 has been. What do you say, Pookie? What's going on, man?
Not much. I don't know, man. Like, the downward spiral, I think, is just gonna keep going, man. Like, get your bingo cards ready for next year and put the most insane shit on it. Because you might win the 2024 bingo.
I wonder if we should develop a little, some squares for 2024. A bingo card for 2024, and then just kind of monitor it throughout the year. With things on there like stupid, like another spy balloon or aliens actually landing on the White House lawn or some, some bizarre stuff on there. And I think everyone will be pretty surprised at what comes true, and they might be surprised at what doesn't come true. Maybe some election stuff in there, because it is 2024 is the election year. It is an election year, so
waiting for some weird flesh-eating disease to appear. But
it's not that. There's already weird stuff going on in China. They got some kind of a respiratory illness floating around. So it's they're setting the scene for our politicians to probably, and world politicians for that matter, to overreact and go and gobble up some more of people's freedoms.
They just had a meeting there in San Francisco. Crazy.
They did. They did. Dude. Gavin Newsom had that city cleaned up in a weekend, man.
That's crazy. What did they do with all the homeless people? They turn them into like Soylent Green or what?
I don't know, and I've seen some. I get into those Instagram videos where you start to watch a video. That's the video that you actually clicked, and you watch it, and then you just swipe up, and then you see the next video. So it's not related to your line. It becomes a part of your timeline after you watch the video. But there was one girl on there just saying that, like in Sacramento, San Francisco, and somewhere else in California, that the homeless have just disappeared. It's like they got relocated or moved out somewhere, or I don't know, like you said, turned into Soylent Green.
Soylent Green. It's the people.
Soylent Green is people. Did you have a pretty good Thanksgiving? I hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving.
I'll say it was good. Get to hang out with the close family, have some food. We really have, like, I try to minimize leftovers. Some people love leftovers, but we We didn't do a turkey this year. First year I can honestly remember not having turkey for Thanksgiving.
Did you guys do prime rib or something else? Barbecue or
a spiral, big old spiral ham, and says screw the turkey.
Those are delicious, dude. Those are really, really good. I saw an Instagram video of somebody who went and got a spiral turkey, but then he deep fried that son of a bitch.
That sounds good as shit.
He said it was the most delicious thing he had ever had. You deep fry anything, especially in Texas. Everything's deep fried. So Texas had a snafu down in the Houston area. I forget what suburb it was, but you can go and you can pre-buy a Thanksgiving dinner. In this case, it was like a Cracker Barrel. You pay Cracker Barrel a bunch of dollars, and they'll, you show up to pick up your meal, and you got a turkey, you got stuffing, you got potatoes, beans, anything that you want. This particular Cracker Barrel down toward Houston ran out of food. They ordered the correct amount of food, but they didn't receive the correct amount of food, so they ended up having to cancel a lot of, turkey orders because they didn't have the food. They ran out of food. So folks were getting, like the day before, like 11 o'clock at night, folks are getting messages saying, "Hey, your order's been canceled. Your money's going to get refunded. We don't have your food. Sorry." Kind of putting people out, especially if they've got, a large turnout. People have, a large guest list and stuff. So that would really suck.
Mm. Do like that whole Christmas store thing and just like, hey, let's hit the Chinese buffet.
Let's go find Chinese. We have an Indian restaurant down here that's like, hey, we're open for Thanksgiving if you want to come in.
It's like Golden Corral and all them don't like really like do that like at this massive Thanksgiving buffet where people could just, unless they do, and I don't know about that. I
don't know. That would be good. I mean, it's stressful. People like it. And I think that everybody should do it, especially when if you got young'uns around the house, making this big spread and having people over a couple of times, but it does get old after a while. And, you just want to wake up, you want to enjoy your time off, enjoy your family, and you don't want to have all of that, it's just a lot. It seems like you're either eating or you're cleaning up from the last time you ate, or you're preparing to eat the next time. So, I think maybe that restaurant idea is not a bad one. Just go and have the restaurant take care of your stuff. Well, go ahead.
No, I said like Boston Market. I think used to do like
Boston Market's legit, man. Yeah.
Boston Market. I think Bojangles does one.
That would
KFC,
be good.
I know. I think KFC during what is it? Weird story about Japan and Christmas. Apparently, ordering KFC for Christmas dinner in Japan is the big Jimmy Jam, and that was just some shit made up in the 70s by a marketer.
Hey,
it's still stuck.
That's awesome, dude.
Americans eat KFC during Christmas, and it just stuck at that point. But I mean,
before we get too deep into the show, we haven't really started the show. We're just kind of bullshitting right now. I just want to let everybody know that we do have shows 6 nights a week. This is the holiday season, so sometimes our shows are going to hit, sometimes they're not going to hit. So remember that probably up until about the first week or two of January, our show schedules are subject to change, mostly due to the holidays. When it's possible, we'll broadcast some live content from our friends, like usually at Veteran Trash Talk or somewhere else. Some of our friends are out there. So this week you can check out our shows. We're going to be off on Monday. Pop Culture Warrior is going to be on Tuesday with either Mad Mike or Angry Elf. He's going to have Mike Fridley, or Mike Spano. It's going to be the All Mike Show on Tuesday. They are creators with Squanch Games. And these guys, and I just looked at them right before the show to kind of get a lay of the land, see who's coming. But it seems like they're a large team of developers, and they make games, and I think they do say this in their statement. They make games that you want to play. These are like Xbox games. You can go and get them from wherever you get your Xbox games from, and they're just creators that make games that you want to play. So, and it's a young group, man. There's not, it doesn't look like there's anybody over the age of 30 on their team. So they make some fun stuff. And then Wednesday's the Smoke Pit with Radar and TZ, and they're going to have comedian Doug Allen. He's a Austin, Texas-based comedian, funny guy. I've watched some of his clips. He's a funny dude, man. Amazing dancer. That's all I got to say. He's an amazing dancer. But yeah, he's a comedian. He's going to be on with Radar. Thursday starting times, they're off. Next Friday, I'm off with Pooky. It's our off week. Saturdays are Don's a day, and then Sunday is the Sports Bar with actual King Smith and the coach. They are going to be broadcasting this Sunday, and tune in for all the sports stuff. It'd be interesting to see. They have to talk about the Cowboys this week just because of the NFL record, the pick six record that was set this weekend over the Washington Redskins or whatever, the Commanders. I remember when they were going through we're going to change our name because it's offensive to the indigenous population, which it's not, but it's just like the KFC in Japan. You repeat the story enough, people start believing it. But I think I talked about this on the air before, but if they would have changed their name, or not changed their name, but just changed their logo to like a red potato, they wouldn't have
you'd have pissed all the Irish people off, man. Come on.
All right. They could have kept their Washington Redskins, without all that paying for all the rebranding and stuff. Just take off the Indian head, put a potato there. Done. So yeah, that's going to happen this week. Let's see what else is going on. Birthdays, man. I like doing this when there's interesting birthdays. I like to report it. Otherwise, birthdays are just stupid because if you look at famous birthdays today and it's like Sir Isaac blah 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 was born in 1736. Those are boring. Nobody cares about those. But sometimes
I like them.
Sometimes they are.
I'm the weird guy that like Nikola Tesla was born on this day. Okay, cool. 1,000 years ago. All right.
Yeah, 1,000 years ago. But yeah, we do have some interesting birthdays this week. It's not today, it's just this week. Miley Cyrus, little Hannah Montana is 31. I remember watching Hannah Montana with the kids.
She's only 31?
Only 31.
Damn, she got... Never mind, I ain't gonna say that.
She's had a bit of a rough patch.
I thought she was my age.
I knew she was young. I didn't think she was 31. I thought she was maybe in her 20s, but damn, sports bar.
Her beef cart. 51.
Oh, God damn. We've got the meats.
Official sponsor of Arby's.
Here's a good one. You might appreciate this. Kirk Hammett, lead guitarist for Metallica, is 61.
Go.
That's pretty cool.
He's aged well, though.
He has. I mean, it's the gray hair. Everyone gets gray hair and shit, but he doesn't look bad. He's just an older guy right now. 61 though, and they're still touring. So hell yeah, happy birthday, Kurt. What else we got? Who's this fella? President Joe Biden turned 81 this week. Happy birthday, President Biden. It's a hell of a cake you got there, bro.
Forgot to blow my candles out.
Fucking smoke alarms going off in the White House.
They're looking at that coin rack behind him.
I was checking it out too. I was like, what kind of coins does he have? Let's see. Home Alone, the movie, is 33 years old. I remember when that shit came out. So Macaulay Culkin's supposed to be getting a star, a Hollywood Walk of Fame star.
Who?
I'm trying to remember, and I don't mean to disrespect the guy, but he did Home Alone. He did Uncle Buck. And then I don't think I could name any more of his movies.
What was that movie where she had like twins or whatever it is, and one was an evil twin, and then like at the end she was like holding both of them and could only hold one of them, and she let one of them like fall off the cliff, and it was Macaulay Culkin was the evil twin.
Oh, I
can't remember.
I don't know it. That actually sounds pretty good.
He was in that
The
movie.
Good Son.
Yes, there you go. The movie with the bees. Was he the My Girl? Are you talking about My Girl?
Oh, My Girl, yeah, with
He was in My Girl?
what was her name? What was the damn it?
Can't remember.
I want to say Dakota Fanning, but I think that's wrong.
She Rich, that's another one, yes.
Okay, all right.
Patrick.
So I guess he's been in a few movies. I just can't remember them. They weren't noteworthy enough for me to remember. Let's see what's next here. Let me see. Toy Story, dude. You want to feel old? Toy Story is 28.
So I was 10 when that came out. Holy shit! I remember seeing it in theaters too. That's the crazy part about it.
I love that movie, dude. I love that movie, and that movie was born before either of my kids. But that movie was that VHS tape was always in our collection, and if me and the wife were laying around and we wanted to watch a movie, we'd always watch it over Christmas. But of course, when the kids were born, then when they got old enough to watch shows and stuff and comprehend them, then boom, busting out Toy Story again. I love that movie. I'd watch that movie again today.
Watch it again today, but look for the Easter eggs and the weird shit they say, and it will blow your mind, the shit that you missed. Just watch it specifically for just not the movie, but the shit in the background, and it will blow your mind.
See, I made the mistake of watching. It was another movie that I really, really liked when I was younger. It was The Terminator. So I was excited about that movie. So my kids wanted to watch a movie. It was movie night. It was my turn to choose, and I'm just like, I'm going to treat you guys to The Terminator. So we popped it in. That's the shittiest movie ever.
This is why you got to start with Terminator 2. T2, you start people on T2, and then you'd be like, all right, let's watch the first one. You got to like flip it back. Like, all right, here's how it started, and then okay. Yeah.
I mean, I guess the story itself was okay, but it was just the technology wasn't there yet for all the special effects. It was there, but it wasn't there yet.
I mean, Star Wars was an amazing movie.
Yeah, but it's really horrible. Then I really like Star Wars. I enjoyed being a fan of Star Wars. I guess I still am a fan of Star Wars, but I stopped giving a shit when they started doing when they started fucking with the timeline. They didn't fuck with the timeline, but when they started like this isn't the first one. This is the third one or the fourth one or whatever. And I just stopped caring, stopped paying attention. I guess I'm a bad Star Wars fan. I'm a fair weather Star Wars fan.
Most Star Wars fans are.
So if anybody caught, oh wait, I got another one. This isn't a birthday. This is like a death day, I guess. Former First Lady Rosalind Carter passed away at the age of 97 years old. I had no idea she was 97. I knew they're they're an older couple. They're getting up there. But her and Jimmy Carter were married for 77 years. That's amazing.
That to me is, you don't hear about that shit anymore.
So he's not in the best of health. She had, I don't know why or how she died. I don't know if it was like an old age thing or if she became ill.
She was in hospice. So usually that's, hospice means, you're just waiting.
You're fixing to go.
Yeah, you're in God's waiting room at that point. The best way to explain it.
So, rest in peace, Rosalind. Your husband's a hell of a guy. I wish he was a better president, but he's a hell of a guy. which kind of brings me to family. Talking about family, everyone, especially around, big, maybe once during the summertime, you'd go and visit family, or, Christmas, you try to reconnect with family. But I think, and Radar touched on this, and he spent a good long time talking about this. He's just like, it just seems like as you get older, the closeness of the closeness of family just kind of goes away. You don't love them you don't love your family any less, but I mean, you're growing up, when you're young, family is, your siblings and your parents and the people that you live with. But then you get older, you move out of the house, either for college or for a job, or you join the military, and then you have like this whole other family too that you grow very close to. But it just seems like, you grow away from your immediate family the older that you get. And I started thinking about that. I'm like, yeah, that kind of fucking sucks. And I feel like a heel, that I don't see my parents as much as I want to. My kids don't live anywhere. Both my parents are 1,000 miles away, and my kids are, 1,200 miles away in a different direction. And it's, it's expensive to travel. But still, I mean, you can make that kind of shit work, but still, it's just if you think about it, my parents, and I did freaking math on this shit. I'm going to stick to what my notes say, because I'll get off on a tangent and then we'll never get anywhere. So, family's home with the parents, and then you grow up, move out, start your own family, and then that's your family. Some of us have the fortune of joining the military, and then you have a whole new family to care about and love. And I don't think I'm misspeaking at all. I'm probably closer to some of my Army buddies than I am with my own brothers.
Yes.
But I think in some cases our military bonds are often, they are stronger than family bonds, or the bonds that people make even in college. So Thanksgiving at Top's house, I always remember that. And there were a bunch, I was in the Army for 8 years. You're having, I'm the single kid in the barracks, along with a couple other folks. Some people went home. I didn't have a lot of close bonds with the family. When I turned 18, I graduated high school. I was out like that next week after I graduated high school, gone. Just trying to make my own way. I was sick of being at home. So that worked out, huh? So it took me about a year of like struggling really hard, and then I decided I was going to join the military. So then that put me like away from my family, just completely away. And I started caring about my Army family more than my family. I didn't not love them. It's just that was what was in front of me, and I did that for 8 years. And it wasn't until I got married that I reconnected with my family. My dad came down to the wedding and everything. So that had been the first time I'd actually really seen him. There was a short time that I did see him. I was in a pretty bad accident, and he came and visited me in the hospital. But other than that, it was like maybe a Christmas card, but never a phone call. But so the connection was just off. But I ended up getting married, and then my dad and I started talking, and then we started having kids, and all of a sudden my mom got involved with, for the grandkids, and, she came down and did, some rearranging of the house and painted the baby's room. And, of course, grandma and grandpa always buying shit. So that kind of reignited the relationship between me and my family. And it's been very, very strong ever since. But it's just amazing that how much, you don't, like I said, you don't love them any less. You just grow apart. And they had bought, houses and moved, and they weren't in the same place. So if I would go and visit them, everything would be brand new. So that's my story. I don't know, everyone else's story is probably maybe a little bit the same or not. But then I started thinking about me with my age right now. My parents are getting up there. And if you only, you know, if you only see your parents once a year, and they're up in age, you got to figure, you know, you're only going to see them 5 or 10 more times in their lifetime. I was like, well, fuck, now I feel like shit.
Yeah. It's a crazy way of thinking about it.
Then I started thinking about my kids. I'm like, how much longer do I have on the earth? Let's just say I got 30 years left. And I only see my kids maybe once a year. So they're going to see their dad. I'm going to see my kids 30 more times in my lifetime. Maybe. That fucking stuck with me. And it bothered me. So I think, you know, I got to do better.
Good way of thinking about it. A lot of people don't think about that.
So
it's just, if you ever have a chance to make time and meet a family member they ain't seen in a while, make time to do it. Because I will say that, because you'll hear one day in the, you know, through the grapevine of the family, like so and so died from a heart attack, and you're like, crap, I could have talked to them, you know, like whatever, you know, like I had a chance, but I was too busy. Cats in the cradle kind of shit, you know.
And I get scared. My phone rings and I see it's my mom calling. My mom never calls me, and I'm just waiting for it. I'm fucking waiting for it, man. It's like, oh, your dad had a heart attack, he's in the hospital. Or your dad fell off a ladder, he fucking broke his leg, he's in a hospital. Or he's passed, he had a heart attack and fucking died. They never call me unless it's important, otherwise it's usually a text. So when the phone rings, I know I got to answer it because I know it's probably nothing. Yeah, I got a call from my mom, and she was just calling to remind me. She's like, hey, I just want to say happy Thanksgiving early. Your dad and I are going to Mexico for 10 days. Fucking rock on. This is cool. Yeah, her and my brother, both of my brothers, they all live close to my parents. I'm down here in Texas. So they get to see them a lot. And they decided to have my sister-in-law has friends, and they have a house that they have a timeshare or something down there in Mexico. So they all hopped on a plane and went down to Mexico for 10 days. So my mom just wanted to tell me that they were going to Mexico and then not to call because there's not going to be anybody home, because she knows I worry about them. I do talk to them I don't ignore them. I mean, I talk to my parents every Sunday. It's a thing. About 7:00 at night, get on the phone, talk to my parents. We talk football, we talk politics. We just kind of catch up. But I got to do better. Actually going to see them. And I fucking pulled the plug on all my travel this year just because all the money I had to spend on foundation repair and stuff. And that's a legit reason.
No, I'll give you that. Heath, did you see what Heath posted?
I did not. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a rough one, man.
That's fucked up. So even when I got divorced and stuff, of course your ex is your ex, and then I don't hate her. She's the mother of my children, but then we're on good speaking terms, man. It's kind of crazy. We kind of text each other back and forth, and doing the gift ideas, because your kids aren't going to tell you what they want for Christmas, but they'll tell mom, or they'll drop hints. They live closer to each other than I do to them, so. So I get the little, the little Christmas list. Here's some ideas if you want to get gifts. So yeah, we get wrapped, and I did write this down. I said we get wrapped around our lives so tightly that we kind of forget all the other things that are around us that you forget of. I mean, you forget them because you're paying attention to what's important right there in front of you, and you forget about all the things that are around you, but they're a little further distant.
You're all worried. Everyone's worried about the big things in life, and they ignore the small things. And the small things is what makes life enjoyable sometimes.
Yeah,
very small things.
Yeah, it's just that time thing. It's just that kind of hit me hard, man. I'm only going to see my parents 5 or 10 more times. I was like, well, that's not fucking fair.
No, listen, what is it? A Dark Side of the Moon, Time by Pink Floyd. Kind of hits home like that.
Well, I wish they'd hurry up and make a damn time machine. But who's to say that they haven't? So anyway, anybody go out for Black Friday? Today is Black Friday. That's why we're calling this Black Friday Freedom. I'm gonna credit Radar for that. He mentioned it during his broadcast, and I stole it. I am not sorry. Black Friday, it's just crazy chaos out there. It's not. I don't know. I don't think it's as crazy as it used to be. I mean, historically, Black Friday is the day that retailers have like super crazy discounts on certain items. And it occurs every day, every year, the day after Thanksgiving. It's meant to give businesses an opportunity to get rid of some inventory and to get back in the black or positive cash flow. My ex loved going out for Black Friday sales. Thursday, she would, do the turkey thing and maybe watch some football, make sure everything's cleaned up. She'd have an outfit laid out for the next day, and she would be up at, it all depends on who had the sale, but this is, where they would open up at like 12:01 a.m. and they'd have doorbuster sales, and they'd, go there, and she'd just spend a fuck ton of money. Usually with her sister, and it was a mess. It was a mess, but it was kind of a sport for her. I never cared about it at all. I'm happy to get my sleep. And I never participated. I've never woken up early to get out of the house to go to the store, the day after Thanksgiving to save just a couple of bucks.
Just look at all them people. I don't like being in crowds first off, but I'm looking at the picture you got up there. Like, I would lose my mind around that many people.
Oh, I know. And I don't like waiting in line. I'm a very patient person, but dude, it's just surrounded by all of those people and all of that chaos. I prefer not. If I've got control over it, I would choose not to be there. So, everything that I bought this year, all my big ticket stuff, online. Every bit of it, sitting in the chair that I'm sitting in right now.
But I don't know where you're going with this, but did you see someone released an app this year, attaches to your browser, where it shows historical prices of Amazon, like TVs and stuff like that, and it shows it back towards like September or whatever it is. And apparently Amazon was manipulating prices to make it look like the prices went lower, but they were actually at their original sale value, MSRP value.
That's kind of snaky. It's a snaky move right there. But I did. What's up, Branko? Welcome. Happy Black Friday to you. Where was I going with this? I did end up buying 2 TVs. I bought my TV wasn't going out, but it's fixing to go out, with kind of busted pixels here and there. And
I got you.
It's just, it's a 15-year-old television set, and it's gonna go. So I'm getting rid of it. So I bought, Walmart had a pre-Black Friday sale. So I got 65-inch TV for $349 for a 65-inch television. It's got all the fucking stuff on it. It's really cool. I like it. I liked it so much I bought 2. One for my bedroom and one for, I did the measurements and stuff. I'm like, this is going to look great above my fireplace. And then I put one in my shopping cart. Then I put one in my shopping cart, and I'm like, do I want a TV in my room? I've never had a television in my bedroom. But I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to buy 2 of these things. So I bought 2 of these things. So they ended up getting delivered, brought them into the house, and they sat in my living room for a while. Finally picked, I got a good wall mount, and I mounted the one over the fireplace. And after I got it up there, my math worked out, and it looks good. It looks good above the fireplace. But I got the TV set up in my bedroom. Holy shit, dude. A 65-inch TV is massive. So I've got it sitting on my TV stand. I took my TV stand out of the living room, brought it into my bedroom. And I set it up on there. And this thing's massive, man. It's so huge. It's just, 57 and a half by 33 and a half. It's huge. And it's on a 16-foot wall, so it takes up 2/3 of the wall.
Oh, there you go.
I mean,
Now all you gotta do is get you one of those little like microcomputers and hook it up to the TV and a wireless mouse and keyboard. And you can surf the internet laying in bed, man. There you go. That's the hookup.
I could do that. I haven't turned it on yet. It's there. It's ready to get turned on. It's just I need to run some Ethernet to the TV because I don't want to do wireless from there because it's kind of on the furthest place away from my router. You know what I could do? I can get another wireless router and just plug it into my bedroom.
Just bridge your, I was about to say, get you a bridge, man. Or just hardwire a house and.
Well, I've already got Ethernet cable there because that's where I used to broadcast from, is my bedroom. So I do have a plugged-in Ethernet port there, but I just need to get it from. I only need like a 10-foot piece, and I've got an Ethernet cable, and I've got the tools and shit, so I can do it. I just need to do it. But I've got my other TV is connected wirelessly, but I don't want it to be connected wirelessly. I'd rather have it plugged in. So I got to make arrangements to pop a hole in the wall with the RJ45.
I've been wanting to hardwire this entire house. I want an Ethernet cable on. And I want to turn the closet that I got into a comms closet, so I'll have like an actual like.
Just put a manageable switch in there, or you don't even need a manageable switch. You just need a switch.
Dumb switch, yeah. But I like to be able to control things a little bit. You know, maybe set a firewall up. You know, and then everything goes into VLAN. You know, network security is a thing. You know, some people just take it for granted. But yeah, it'd be. I don't know if that would actually increase the value of a home or not, but
I imagine it would, as long as you leave all your network stuff behind when you move.
Just old equipment. Just leave it behind.
Yeah, I think everything gets upgraded. I don't know about switches or nothing like that, but everything else, computers and stuff, 6 months, and then it's old hat. So I did all my Christmas shopping for my kids online and had it delivered. This is really cool because they live in Montana, so I had everything delivered to my ex's house. And if you buy something online and have it delivered to Montana, you don't pay tax on it. So I saved. Oh yeah. So I saved a couple $100 in just taxes. You know, Amazon Prime free delivery and no tax. So I'm winning. It's just funny.
Patrick, you're right.
My kids' birthdays are both in November. And it's weird because there's a point in their life when they become adults and their choices change. Last year for my kid's birthday, my youngest kid's birthday, she wanted a new iPhone. So me and my wife split the cost, got her a new iPhone. Then later on in this year, she gave up. And it was a badass iPhone. It's like it's the latest and greatest iPhone. But she gave up social media. So it's like she has this really badass, I can go to the moon with this phone as far as computing power. And she doesn't use it for shit but fucking phone calls. She completely gave up social media. She got rid of all of her social accounts. And she's like, that's just sucking too much time out of her life. Started going to the gym and making friends that way, and then she's doing great, man. She does her in-person friend making type stuff. So, but this year she wanted, since she's into fitness and stuff like that right now, she wanted an Apple Watch. So I went online. I'm like, oh, let me get her an Apple Watch. And I'm looking at it, and dude, these things are priced anywhere from $89 to $1,500, and I'm like, oh my gosh. I mean, I'm not going to ask her because it's supposed to be a surprise. I'm not going to ask my wife because she doesn't know. And she's not a very techie person. So I'm just like, just kind of rolled the dice. I saw some Black Friday sales coming up. And so I got her a good one that has, a good fitness tracker. It tracks O2 levels in your blood and it does things and stuff. And she can still do email. She's in business right now. So she does, the business, it's functional as far as her job goes too, so she can connect several email accounts to it. So she's changed a little bit. My other daughter wanted, not for her birthday. And she wanted tires for her car. She's like, Dad, can you split the cost 3 ways with me to get tires for my car? I'm like,
there you go.
I'm like, fuck yeah, I can. That's a good choice. And she's 20. How old is she? 23. My other daughter's 25. And she wanted a one of those espresso making milk steaming machines.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So yeah, it's just cool. It's just cool. My older daughter, kind of grew up. She's still in college. She graduated once, and then she ended up going back. So she's still a student, and I guess it's important for students to have caffeine. So I got her the means for her to make caffeine. But it's just crazy, it's she wanted a fucking heating blanket for her birthday, which is well used in Montana. You're gonna use it, so that's cool, man. I'm glad, and you can tell by the way that your kids are asking for gifts how mature they're getting, or not. So I was happy to see that they're getting things that they can use that are useful, and not just things and stuff. I remember years she's just like, oh, I want a gift certificate for Lululemon and shit like that, and I'm like, okay. So I'd give them a gift card for something where they can go and buy clothes and shit. But now it's tires and Apple Watches.
Adult things,
yeah.
Yeah. That's what my mom asked me earlier. I was like, I don't know. I said, how about you buy yourself a gift, get yourself a pistol, and get your concealed carry license, and stop walking around without a pistol. I was like, I'd feel better if you did that for yourself. That's a good gift for me.
My parents yelled at me last year because I got them a gift. And it was nothing more. It was like a $150 gift card for them to go to this really nice restaurant where they live. I gave it to them. I emailed it to them on their, it was like on Christmas Day it showed up. And they yelled at me. They're like, you don't need to be buying us anything. I'm like, let me do something nice for you guys.
We don't do the gift exchanges really much in this family. So after we all got to a point, there's no kids anymore. So what's the point anymore?
Yeah, we'll do one gift, or I'll make something. I'll bake something and send it to them, or something like that. But
some summer sausage is it Pilferage Farm or whatever makes them summer sausage packs with all crazy cheese and mustard in it.
Yeah, those are good. Dude.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. Popcorn.
Dude, I'd buy that shit for myself.
yeah. The weird popcorn, like the trifecta popcorn.
Yes.
Yeah. What's another one? I don't know, just this random, here you go. We don't do fruitcake. I think fruitcake's a scam and a myth, and everyone's been giving each other the same fruitcake for the last. I was going to say,
I think all of the fruitcake that ever exists right now, it was made in the fucking 1950s, and we're just regifting that shit.
Exactly. That's like the chocolate oranges, the Terry's chocolate oranges.
I can't remember if I liked those ever at all. I don't think I did.
No. If you gift me one, I'm the happiest man on the planet, because that's you can give. I can have 1,000 of them. I'll sit there and just peel at them the rest of the year. The dark chocolate ones are good. Those you can't find them in the States until Christmas time frame. But apparently in the UK you can get them all year long,
all the time.
Yeah. So
I like those hazelnut chocolates, Ferrero Rocher.
Ooh, yeah.
Those are super good.
They make the really big around this time of year. It's like a big one, but then you crack it open and there's layers of them.
I ended up getting, I think I've got it. Oh, here it is. Okay, I'm going to pull up my camera again. Okay, here, this is, I got this for my daughter. This is years ago. I've got it. I put stuff in here now. But this is one of those things, a Ferrero Rocher, it was full. And I gave it to her. And then when she left, her car was still here because she flew back to Montana. But she left it in her car, and her car was parked outside of my house. And, you know, it's her car. I never fucked with it. But then she's like, Dad, I need my car. Can you drive it up? So I'm like, okay, cool. I was going to take it to get it detailed, and then, you know, new tires, make sure everything's good, oil change, you know, because it's a 1,200 mile drive. So I opened up her glove box, and here's this container that had chocolate in it that had been sitting out in the Texas sun. And this was July or August when I did this, and it was hot. And all of the chocolate had leaked out of it, and it was just like this molten chocolate and aluminum mess. It was beautiful. It was awesome. Anyway. So what else was I going to talk about? Oh, here's Ice. Ice has been shopping online. He's got himself a new rig. Okay, I don't know if you can see that yet. So you can look forward to him showing that off, maybe during the Monday edition or Sergeant's Time.
Doesn't look very aerodynamic, but I'm just saying.
I don't think it's... Well, there's no air in where he lives anyway. It's pretty high altitude, so...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Oh, I did have a note here about Black Friday. I said I was reading up on Black Friday sales and activities, and it seems like being present for Black Friday sales started to lose its attractiveness when customers really began misbehaving. In 2005, a Walmart employee who had only been employed for a week was trampled to death at a Walmart store in New York, Long Island, New York. He died trying to protect a pregnant lady who had fallen down, and he ended up getting trampled to death. That's fucked up.
I was reading something similar, like they're noticing like Black Friday is kind of not what it used to be to people, because they tried even doing it like on Thanksgiving at one point. Like, oh, you don't eat your meal, let's do the early Black Friday. Like I was saying earlier, like some guy put an algorithm together that could see all these online stores' prices, historical prices, and they're manipulating prices to make it look like you're saving money, but you're not really saving money. You're actually paying slightly more. So, yeah. Just don't buy shit.
Or don't buy shit until you need it. I mean, the amount you save is not worth the heartache.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to bust your ass and get up early and get out of the house.
That's true, Holly. There's a lot of broke people right now.
Oh my gosh, right? And even, I'm not hurting by any means, but I'm feeling it, and I'm noticing things are like way more expensive than they ought to be, more expensive than they have been. Like,
that's all. I penny pinch like no one else's business now, because I got ground beef today. I felt great for myself. $1.79 a pound, and I felt like amazing, even though what
was that 80/20 or what was that?
It was the base, the 70, like real cheap crap.
Okay.
But I mean, ground beef is ground beef at that point. You can use it for whatever. But I was like, yes, because that shit's going for like $3.99, $4.99 a pound now. The basic crap. And I was like,
it's weird.
Cool.
Like, if I'm feeling like spaghetti or something, I'm gonna buy the stuff that doesn't have a lot of fat. So I'll get the 90/10,
exactly,
or the 97/3 or something like that. So I don't have a lot of crap in there. If I'm making, smash burgers on the grill on a flat iron, 80/20 all day long. You need the fat. So I'm spending $5.50 for a pound of beef to make spaghetti.
To be able to get like the good stuff for maybe $2 a pound.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
And you'd feel like a baller. And you'd feel like a baller too, going, well, I spent $2 on this ground beef.
That's what I did. I spent $1.79 today, and I bought like 15 pounds of ground beef at a sale.
Do you ever eat that meat in a tube? The ground beef in a tube?
Yeah, I'm kind of. I do use it, but I usually split it open and I vacuum seal all my meat. Once they get it gets vacuum sealed, put in the deep freezer. I don't play around with that. Yeah, no, the tube stuff is actually pretty good. You gotta be careful. Some people will throw it in the freezer and then try to defrost it, and it's got those metal bands on the end of it. And I've heard horror stories about people Fucking
Yeah, it's like
microwave
sausage.
them.
I'll buy that Jimmy Dean sausage, the spicy stuff in the tube. First thing I do is I split it up and I put it in bags.
They have to.
Otherwise, you're going to wait, a month worth of Sundays to thaw it out.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't want to throw that shit in the damn microwave and defrost it, and then all of a sudden you forget about those little metal bands, and then it's Fireworks City.
And all you wanted was some biscuits and gravy.
Oh, Holly, yeah, Black Friday deals at the grocery store would be nice. Damn right.
Actually, Holly brings up a good point, because the only day that people really don't go to the grocery store is the day after Thanksgiving, because everyone's got this is where I got all my deals at. Is no one's grocery shopping, buying meat, perishable items and stuff like that. So they put a markdown on it the day after Thanksgiving, because everyone's got leftovers, and they're gonna be eating turkey for the next week and shit like that.
No shit, yeah.
So your best day to pick up produce, meat, and stuff like that.
It's gonna go bad, and they're gonna throw it away. They're going to sell it. They got to sell it.
Yeah, but it's the day after Thanksgiving, because no one who's grocery shopping on the day, except for me.
Unless you run out of beer, you're not going to the grocery store.
Exactly. You got a whole bunch of steaks super cheap today. I walked by the meat section. I was like, manager special, like steak, ground beef. I just went to buy a 24 case of beer, and I'm checking out, and the guy behind me waiting, he's like, man, I wish I had your lifestyle. And I was like, what? I was confused for a second. I looked and said, excuse me? And he's like, yeah, beer and meat. What are you doing?
I've been talked to at the grocery store, because I would have, a case of beer. I'd have meat and steaks and ramen and macaroni and cheese. And then, I'd pass by someone, and he'd look at me and he'd go, single, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay.
That's what I told the guy. I was like, the single life. It's the single life.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just...
So I'm kind of torn here. I'm going to save this story. We're going to talk about Army recruiting, because we are going to get, this is Friday, Black Friday Night Freedom. And we are a military-based program. We're all veterans here. So I do want to hit some military stories. I do want to talk about Army recruiting and the problems that they're having, some of the steps that they're taking to increase the numbers, if only by a little bit. I do want to talk about that. But I had that story set up before break, but we're coming up on a break. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut to break. We're going to have a very short break, and we're going to come back, and we're going to talk some military stuff. I got some military stories coming at you, some fun stories, an odd story, which is weird. We'll talk about the Department of Defense is kind of exercising a little bit of a political bias in not so much their policies, but just the way that certain bases are handling things. This is an election season, and we're starting to see some political bias already. I mean, to the point of like threatening military members' careers if they go to certain rallies. And I just wanted to touch on that for a little bit. So come back after the break, and that's what we're going to be talking about right now. We're going to take a very, very short break. My name is Koz, and that is Pooky, and we'll be back in just a minute. Shots!
This is WTF Nation Radio.
You lay
WTF Nation Radio.
Hey, Mia, you better hide your baby oil.
You better hide that big-ass forehead.
Welcome back, everybody, to Black Friday Night Freedom. My name is Koz, and up there is Pooky. He's not on camera right now because he's grounded because his room's dirty. Thank you all for coming back. Oh my gosh! Hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. I didn't go anywhere or do anything, but we're here tonight, and I want to touch on a topic that I wanted to take before the break, which was military recruitment. Military's been really sucking lately. I mean, they missed 20. I think the number was like 25%. You know, they had their quota and they missed it by not a little bit. But something interesting happened with that, and the way that the military is dealing with that is let's just pull this up here. So the Army separated 1,900. Or this is the Army. The Army separated 1,903 active duty soldiers for refusing the VidVax. They got rid of them. So now, in light of the Army missing their retention goals and recruiters missing their quotas, the Army has sent out 1,900 letters inviting separated service members to come back.
Yeah, get gone.
What would you do if you got that letter in the mail? Let's say, okay, the army broke up with me. My girlfriend broke up with me, and then you get this letter going, you know what? I really love you. I love you.
That's like, this is like the epitome of a drunk text. That's what it is.
The Army's.
I'm sorry. I was an asshole. I love you. Please come back.
God damn, this is the Army's drunk text. This is so funny, man. I've never heard that. I've heard it referred to like that. So the letter was circulating on social media, and it was absolutely authenticated by Task and Purpose. In October, CNN reported that only 43 of over 8,000 discharged service members, that's all services combined, showed interest in rejoining. And of those 43, only 19 had come back. The specifics on incentives are absent, but enlistment bonuses and station of choice is on the table. Earlier this year, the Defense Department suggested that the 8,400 service members separated for vaccine refusal might be eligible for back pay, but that statement was quickly walked back. Most folks, after essentially getting fired, are going to find a way to make ends meet, especially the military. You're not just going to go, oh, bummer, and collect unemployment for however long you can. You're going to find your way, especially if you've got a family. You've got to find a job. You're going to move back to your hometown. You're gonna do what you got to do to take care of yourself and your family. And you know, if you have kids, that just adds another complication into things. But military folks are going to do that. They're going to take care of what's important to them. We're going to make it work. Most of the discharged service members have probably found employment and are excelling in their position. So it's going to take a lot to get them back. So here's if I were to get this letter, this drunk text from the military going, dude, we're sorry. We want you back. I made a list. What would it take for me to upend my entire life again to come back into the military? And I made a list, and I'm going to share that list with you here tonight. Let me know if I need to add anything. I mean, I've been out for a very long time, and I'm not going to go back in. But I mean, what would you add to this list? Okay, number one, a rank increase of 1 pay grade. Back pay from the day that I was let go to whatever day I decide to go back in. You're going to pay for all the moving expenses. ICE also mentioned you need to clean the record. Back in my day, it was called the 201 file. I don't know what it's called now. But my entire military records need to be scrubbed of the fact that I was discharged for noncompliance or whatever. I want station of choice. I want a school of choice. I want a $30,000 bonus, a $30,000 bonus to come back in. $10,000 up front and $20,000 after 4 years. Let me know at any time if I'm being unreasonable. Are any of those unreasonable requests?
No, I would actually been a little bit more harsher on that shit.
What would you add?
I would add, especially if I had family and stuff and I had to relocate everything. It was like, all right, well, I want a GI Bill guaranteed for every one of my children, up to 3 children. Free college for my 3 children, up to 3 children at that point.
That's a lot of money. That's not unreasonable, though.
No, I mean, I want beard. I want to be able to not have to shave.
Yeah, Pookie ain't growing back unless he can enlist his beard.
Yeah. The beard's got to have his own rank too, and its own pay grade.
Dude, you got a sergeant major hanging from your chin, dude.
Get off my grass!
Get off my grass! That wasn't me talking. That was the beard talking.
Sorry.
You better stand at parade arrest for my beard.
Fix the mold in the fucking barracks. I don't know. I can keep going. You know how many states are legal marijuana use now? Can I smoke in a legal state? Because I can drink and run in formation drunk as hell if I want to. I don't know, maybe. I don't know. How far can you go with this?
I don't know. And you can't cherry pick. It's got to be equal for everybody or whatever. But it would definitely take a lot for me. And I think you put it perfectly. That was a drunk test from the military, or a drunk text from the military.
They're hurting so bad. If the U.S. government was so concerned with recruiting issues right now, they would end their federal college loan system, just completely stop it. And the only way you can get the federal college loan is if you join the military and serve a minimum of 4 years.
The most favorable financing for your college education is to join the military. There's no two ways about that. Oh, I don't know all the details of it, but if you are in college or if you have a child that's in college, the FAFSA questionnaire, you got to fill it out once a year. It's going from about 100 questions down to 40 questions, but it's changed. The timelines have changed. I think they're releasing the new FAFSA document in December, so after next week. So look out for that. You got to get it done earlier, but then it kind of resets to its original timeline. I need to get my daughter to do that. I'm sure she knows about it. She's smart. She's on top of things. She's probably already filled the shit out. But that's changing. So look out for that stuff.
Well, I think another one that might actually get people to enlist would be like, I'm guaranteed to get off at 1700. Guaranteed.
That's awesome. That doesn't always work like that.
I understand.
It could.
Unless you're about to deploy or in deployment phase, that you could change that. But if I'm just sitting around all day with my thumb up my ass waiting for, the staff meeting where all the officers finally figure out, hey, we need to do something about this.
Even when I was never deployed when I was on active duty, but I did contract overseas. And I'm telling you, the most frustrating part of most of my days was sitting around waiting for shit to do. There was a whole lot of hurry up and wait. Unless it's like, okay, this squadron is doing a fucking mission. They're doing their fucking pre-flights at 2:15 a.m. and then you have to go and support them. Then that's one thing.
Sense.
But all the other stuff, there was a whole lot. Unless we're fixing aircraft, we're just waiting for something to break.
Or like a 4-day garrison work week where like Monday, Tuesday, you go do your thing, do your training and everything.
They did have when I was in Iraq, they called them reset days, where you would have like a day on the weekend guaranteed off, and then one day after that, not necessarily consecutive, but because they would basically do 2 weeks straight every day, and then they would have some time off. They'd call that their reset time. But yeah, I think that would work, or maybe get to like in the civilian world, a lot of people are going to that 980 work schedule, which isn't bad. It's not bad.
Or 410s.
Yeah.
410s. Yeah, I got what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, we had, there was a number of years where they would say, okay, hey, if you want to do 410s, do 410s. If you want to do 980, do 980. But then they figured out what people wanted, and then they said, okay, everyone's doing 980s now. So now we have a team A, team B, so we're like alternate teams with every other Friday off. It's working out. It's working out, and it's pretty nice.
Completely eliminate 24-hour duty?
Yeah, they could probably do that. They could have done that years ago. It's
too easy to like set 3 shifts up for a day and be like, hey, you're
not even 3 shifts. I mean, you can be on call.
2.
Not even be on call. Yeah. Don't go to the bars. You are in your room, or you're going to be somewhere, and even have like a guest room or some billet, a barracks room inside the barracks. Going, okay, dude, you're gonna be in this room until we need you.
Yeah.
Just stay there for 24 hours. You get off at like 0800 tomorrow. Mm-hmm. That is where you can aim. You can have a phone in there, and if you want to sleep, great, sleep. If you want to play Xbox, play Xbox.
Yeah. Just keep yourself entertained, but if you need, I don't understand that. Stare at the wall for 24 hours. You're not allowed to read anything except military doctrine, and God forbid you doze off for a split second, because we'll send your ass to the brig if we want to. Yeah, like dumbass shit like that. But,
So here, let me see. Okay, since I messed up my little schedule here, there was Hawaii. Did you see this damn aircraft that ran off the runway?
I see all kinds of weird accidents, aviation accidents, because I really like watching that, but don't think I saw that one.
This is considered an aviation accident, I guess. A Navy plane flying in rainy weather overshot the runway Monday at a military base in Hawaii and splashed into Kino Bay. And if you look at it, it's not horrible. It's just, you're standing on the brakes and you're like, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck. And, he didn't. It kind of looks like the aircraft is in pretty good shape if you look at it floating in Kino Bay.
I like how that runway is set up. It has that oh fuck moment before you
it
go
does.
Into the
it sure does. Like, give it up, bro.
Water landing.
So immediately following the accident, the Coast Guard did respond, but rescue operations were quickly called off since all 9 aboard had saved themselves because they had to probably get out of the airplane and then walk to shore. The Honolulu Fire Department received a 911 call for a downed aircraft shortly after 2 p.m. It was cloudy and rainy at the time. Visibility was about 1 mile. The P-8A Poseidon is often used to hunt for submarines and for reconnaissance and intelligence gathering. It's manufactured by Boeing, and it shares many characteristics to the 737. If that gives you any clue of the size of the aircraft.
I thought it was a 737 just by looking at it. I was like, I've been on that plane before.
So there's one way to get into the papers and to get a little bit of fame around you. The plane belongs to the Skinny Dragons of a Patrol Squadron 4 stationed at Whidbey Island in Washington State. And I read that, and I'm like, what are they doing in Hawaii? Well, Hawaii got rid of their fleet. Patrol squadrons were once based at Kino Bay, but now they deploy to Hawaii on a rotational basis. Skinny Dragons? I would really like to hear the story behind Skinny Dragons. Oh, and like Spanky likes to post, you can't park here.
So I'm looking at that image still, and they got that like oil rope around it. And I understand like Hawaii's had an issue with like contaminated water. But then you look due north of that, and there is just a random
it is just if anybody has worked on a flight line, that flight line is completely soaked in jet fuel or some kind of hydraulic fluid or lubricating oil. And then when it rains, guess where all that shit goes? Right into the bay. It's probably sloped down toward the bay too.
Glad to hear that they all survived. I thought you were talking, like, when you started talking about, I saw an accident probably earlier this week where it was a small airport. I didn't know where it was at. So when you said Hawaii, I don't know. But this little, like, I guess a Cessna kind of like single prop plane come landing.
Oh, no, that was here in Plano.
Oh, where it like pushed through the fence and like crashed into a car.
That was another one here in Texas. It landed and it was going too fast. It went through the fence and it actually hit a car, or a car hit the plane. Fucked up that plane, dude. Fucked that plane up.
I like watching shit like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of video of that accident out there. I would like to see the oh fuck landing of this PA day.
You hear the black box? Oh God!
Fuck! Because it's just, you know, you probably got your pilot, your co-pilot, a navigator, maybe a flight engineer, and then 4 or 5 crew members back there that man the equipment, all the surveillance equipment, whatever. And you know everybody in that cockpit's going shit.
There goes my master's driver's badge.
So we got another story of another military story. I like the military stories. This isn't one that I like to tell because I think it sucks. It's just one of those, you're not doing what I want you to do, so I'm going to make rules against it. The United States military leadership at Minot Air Force Base in North Dakota recently sent service members text messages warning them that their continued service could be in jeopardy if they attended a rally featuring a speaker from an organization that has historically been supportive of President Donald Trump. The text message to Minot Air Force Base personnel, which was obtained by Fox News, stated that leaders please exercise caution if downtown this weekend. The text message cautioned any base personnel who were thinking of going into town while the event was taking place were to be careful and to reach out if they had any concerns. The event mentioned by Air Force leadership was the Dakota Patriot Rally, which took place at the State Fairgrounds in Minot. Leadership warned Air Force members that some of the people attending the rally could be confrontational to military members. The text message also warned military members that a featured guest speaker would be from Turning Point Action, which leadership claimed was an alt-right organization. It's not. It's just a conservative organization. They do stuff on military bases. They do stuff at colleges and high schools. Anyway.
The all-right boogeyman. Ooh.
Yeah, right? If you can't identify, you just call it alt-right or whatever. In the text message sent to Air Force Base members, leadership warned that participation with groups such as Turning Point Action could jeopardize their continued service in the United States military. That's the part that got me. I don't mind them saying, hey, be careful, there's stuff going on downtown. Just be aware of this. But to threaten someone's longevity in the military because they attend one of these rallies, that's kind of what got to me.
Don't be in uniform. Don't be in uniform. You can listen to whatever the fuck you want to.
And don't make any public statements on behalf of the military, and you're good.
Yes.
So the speaker that they're talking about is a Tyler Bowyer, Bowyer, and he works with Turning Point USA. So what is Turning Point? They're an American nonprofit organization that advocates for conservative politics on high school, college, and university campuses. Tyler is an internet personality or influencer that works with Turning Point. Why is military leadership getting in the way of service members doing what they want to do in their off-duty time? In my opinion, there's nothing short of political bias. I really don't think it was anything short of that.
Honestly, like to see the original letter or memo that was put out.
I did look for it. I looked for it, but it was all tweets of, "Hey, the memo said this."
So
I want to see the memo that actually threatens the longevity of a service member's position.
Or like PAO. I know ISIS probably. I said that, and his skin freaking crawled a little bit. But there's PAOs out there just pushing shit out there on their beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
There was no memo, and they're just like, "Hey, if you go there, you're going to get fucked up." And this is the reason why recruiting levels are so low. Holy shit! Right back. to
Imagine that. So, if you are a member of the military, I mean, if anybody wants to go to these things, go. I don't give a fuck. But I encourage everyone to get involved in politics and the political process. As an American, it's your right to do so. Go to rallies. Go to fundraising events. If an event supports something or someone that you believe or you're passionate about, go. Have fun. Make friends. Bring friends. Who knows? If BLM is something that you support, go. If there's an LGBT event that you support, go. If Donald Trump is having a rally and his platform is something that you support, go. I will also advise of all my military friends to behave yourself. Don't go in uniform. Watch what you say and avoid any altercation and obey the law. If you do those things, you're not going to have any problems. I don't think being present, it's like this January 6th bullshit, which has kind of blown up. Just being there it isn't illegal. Dude, they had IRS, they had Secret Service, like tracking people that were in Washington D.C., not even necessarily at the
marshals.
The rally. Yeah, air marshals.
Air marshals weren't doing their job. They were no, I don't want to get into that. Never
No,
mind.
air marshals now are they're like not in the air. They're tracking people that were,
just in DC.
In DC.
Oh shit! I had a business trip. I flew to DC, had to lobby a little bit, flew out. Now I'm being tracked the rest of my life because I just happened to fly.
Or fuck, I had a connecting flight through DC and I went to Pax River to do some fucking work down there, and now I'm being tracked by a wannabe spook.
Postal Service.
Yeah, I just don't. Yeah, it is fucked up. It is fucked up, and you got your right of free speech, and you can support whoever you want to support. I mean, as long as you're not getting. I mean, is Turning Point on a hate crime or a hate? What is that list? Isn't there a list of? Used to be like the Communist Party is on this list. Don't associate with any commies, and now it's almost encouraged.
Flip flopped at this point. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Oppenheimer was getting accused of being a freaking communist while he helped develop the bomb. Woo! Woo! But I've seen Turning Point Action, some of their videos. All right, cool. They're not extremists. Seem like level-headed people.
And it's weird because I like to listen to, what is her name? Her name is Isabel Brown. She's a young, college-educated, like a biochemist. And she has her bachelor's in biochemistry and her master's in the ethics of biochemistry. She's extremely religious, super pretty, single. She's getting married, but she's very, very principled, and she sticks to her principles. She's fucking smart as hell. And she really brings up some great points, and she works for Turning Point. She's just a smart girl. She doesn't... She's not anti anything. She's just these are my principles and I'm sticking to them. She's just, if it's not her cup of tea, she doesn't drink that cup of tea. And she just she brings up she points out the absurdity of some of the policies and the way that things are going in the United States. She's brilliant. Isabel Brown, check her out, man. She's a smart chick.
I'm the kind of person that's kind of like, if the majority is saying don't listen,
that means you need to listen.
I'm going to listen, because mass majority of people are idiots. I will say that. No offense to anyone. If you
are they idiots or are they just
willfully
either misinformed or uninformed?
Yeah, ignorance. What was that? Was it Socrates or
willfully ignorant?
Something along the lines is like stupidity is like forgiven, but willful ignorance. I can't remember. It's been so long since I've done any of that. But no. I mean, listen. Sometimes it's best. I've heard literal neo-Nazis sitting there preaching hate, and I sat there and listened to them because I just want to know where their mindset's at. No, I'm not there because I support them. But hey, free speech, this is a great thing, is you hear assholes and you can identify assholes.
Or you can be like, I heard you guys were batshit crazy. Oh, yeah, you are batshit crazy.
Yeah, but when you start limiting the beautiful thing of free speech, people stop hearing outside opinions because, you hurt my opinion, I want to know who the assholes are. Like, go ahead, talk. Like, Alex Jones is batshit crazy.
Oh, my God.
I like listening. Listening to him.
He's unhinged. That guy is unhinged.
Entertainment value to me. If someone started speaking neo-Nazi shit, I would probably want to smash their skull in. That's just how I am. But I will sit there and listen. Guess what? Freedom of speech is, you have to listen to it.
And that kind of goes into all this this Israel Hamas Palestinian bullshit. I got absolutely nothing against Palestinians. I got nothing against Muslims. But when you invade a country, kill 1,200 people, take a whole bunch more hostages, and torture fuckers, yeah, I kind of got a problem with that. That's fucked up. But there's rallies supporting it. It's like it's all under the guise of free Palestine. But
you're supporting a terrorist.
Hamas fucking runs Palestine. Hamas elected themselves leaders of Gaza.
Amen.
They're fucking those people and that country up.
Me and Jay Reddy the other night were talking on another platform.
Oh, how is he doing, man?
He's doing great. He's doing great. Still crazy, but me and him were talking about this very thing, and we both agree on it. It's like, I could give two fucks about, like the whole whatever religion shit to it. Is when you start supporting a terrorist organization willfully, or maybe ignorantly, willful or ignorance, or whatever you call it. Like, there's people on TikTok making apps and sending money to quote unquote Palestine. It's like,
oh my gosh, they're going straight to Hamas too.
And you're funding a terrorist organization. That's what you're doing. You don't realize it. It's nuts.
And I don't know if I've polluted my own timeline, but I'm seeing a lot of, free Palestine, different people, different entities. I don't even think these are humans. I think that these are like fabricated Facebook accounts. Because they all show this thing. I don't know what it is inside this, but it's a white sheet that's wrapped around a thing. And it looks like a burrito. And if you pay attention to any of these posts, and if you were stupid, you would think that every child in Gaza is either injured or dead. And there's the fucking Photoshop is horrible. The AI enhancements are obvious.
Or they're using Arma 3 gameplay to like, we're attacking. I'm like,
yeah. Oh, look at his missile. Brr. Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah.
It's horrible. Just don't get wrapped up into this because it's all. Is it a psyop? It's propaganda. It's propaganda.
Don't support terrorism. How about that? Simple as that.
Yeah. You can free Palestine if you get rid of Hamas. Get rid of them.
If you want to free Palestine, get rid of Hamas, and Palestine's free. There you go.
Boom. And finally on the show, I'd like to talk about smoking. Smoking. I don't speak the language. It's just this Snoop Dogg thing that came up.
Oh.
What Snoop is talking, he's like, I'm giving up the smoke. I'm giving up the smoke. So Snoop Dogg made an announcement on social media, I think it was last Thursday, that he was done with the smoke. He said, quote, I know what you're thinking. Snoop, smoke is kind of your whole thing, but I'm done with it. Done with the coughing, done with my clothes smelling like sticky icky. Of course, the internet blew up about it, and everyone fell for it. Either they fell for it or they didn't care. I fell into the I don't care. thing. A lot of people were reacting, were sharing concerns over the 52-year-old rapper's health. They offered up prayers and positive vibes for Snoop. When I heard the announcement, I wondered how much things would change for him, both as an artist and a businessman and owner of Death Row Records. I'm like, how is his music going to change, because he's not getting high all the fucking time. Then on Monday, Snoop broke his silence and removed all doubt that it was all a marketing scheme for Solo Stove, a smokeless outdoor fire pit. The marketing scheme was brilliant. Solo Stove makes a variety of products from pizza ovens and various sizes of outdoor fire pits. Their products are pretty remarkable. They do look pretty awesome. And they range in pricing from about $70 to $1,000. The Snoop Stove Bonfire 2.0 starts at $350. And that's what it looks like there on the bottom. And when you buy it, you get all the other swag and stuff. But dude, that is probably one of the most brilliant ad campaigns I've seen. Remind me if there was another one. I don't know if there's ever been another one.
Did he do one with a big lighter like a couple while? It was him and what's her name? The crazy household lady that got arrested for tax inside trading.
The white girl, the cook. Yeah, they hang out. About. Yes, I do.
Yeah, that was Martha Stewart.
Martha Stewart. Yes, yeah. Thank you.
God, I'm getting.
You're good, man. You're good. I knew who you were talking about. She's actually got street cred, man. She went to prison.
I guess so.
She did.
That the Hollywood hotel prison is showing.
She went to prison, man. She's probably got like tats and shit, prison tattoos. Martha Stewart's a badass. I don't know. I'm just saying that. But yeah, Snoop, that's pretty cool, man. Snoop taking the commercial route. I wonder how much they paid him.
I don't know, but it was a good marketing campaign because everyone's like, "What the?" Pretty much.
And I was even in our chats. It was like someone would post that in our news chat, but then we'd start talking about it. I'm like, well, maybe he's got some respiratory issues. I hope he's okay. And there was honest. Maybe he has
cancer. Kind of crazy stuff. We were talking about it, but
honest concern. And then it's like he's like, nah, it's just I did it for the dollar.
I want to try one of those Solo Stoves. I need to look into those things because they look pretty cool. It's something you could have on your deck or something. And it just
How do you? What I'm wondering, and someone's figured it out, is how do you get smoke without or how do you get fire without smoke? How do you convince the smoke to go somewhere else?
Unless when
I build a fire in the backyard, dude, there's a lot of fucking smoke.
There's wood gasification, maybe. I mean, that might be it. It's like burning. I don't know. I'd have to look it up.
Carbon is a result of burning organic material. Where does it go?
See, smoke is just an unclean fire. Is the best way to explain it. Because if you get a good fire rolling, you don't get any smoke off of it. Everything being consumed. Smoke, on the other hand, is like you're burning leaves and you got coals under there, and the coals are slow cooking it. That's that excess carbon escaping soot and all that shit. Best way to explain it. I don't know.
So I kind of broke it down. When you go to the website for that stove, you can see it's a constructed. You get your base, and then you have this shield that goes over the outside of it, and then you get this other shield that goes over the outside of it. So I think it's an alien technology that confuses the smoke, and it keeps it inside. It's awesome. I don't know. I think they're pretty cool. I usually get I have a chimenea. And I burn pinyon pine in it just because it smells good.
And keeps the mosquitoes away.
It does keep the mosquitoes away. So smoke is not necessarily a bad thing. Oh, Heath, yeah, smoke is just unused fuel.
Yeah. So, the hotter the fire you get it going, if you don't have smoke and you're burning clean, you're good at that point. Maybe they figured a way to, recycle. I don't know how that works, but when I burn leaves, I get the leaves so hot they're just sitting there smoking because I like to smoke because I don't like mosquitoes. So I smoke the neighborhood out.
Sometimes it smells good. Other times it smells like trash. All depends on what you're burning. I guess really wet wood would smoke a lot more.
Yeah, don't fuck with green wood or wet wood. You can cook on those things.
Yeah. They got a whole bunch of, tabletop versions of that for like $70.
Yeah, they got. I'm looking right now. Solo stove station. It's 4.4 feet. UV covered, coated with aluminum firewood rack, fire pit kind of like. So it stores it, and you got your firewood underneath, where you can move it up to the top like a grill. $600. I might have to check that out because I do like cooking on fire.
Yeah, I think there's another picture out there. I didn't grab it, but it's like him like roasting marshmallows and shit over that thing.
No, I could just see doing like meat,
hot dogs, whatever. If it's big enough.
Now that's going into my wish list. Thank you, Koz.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. I do love an outside fire, and if you can do that without the mess, I wonder how hard it is to clean. I guess you'd have to disassemble it, clean it, and then reassemble it.
I got like a burn pit that sits outside my house. Like we call it the happy spot or whatever it is. I burn stuff in there. My goal is to try to get the fire so hot that it'll smolder and there's no carbon left behind. It's just ash. And then when I take my stern stick in there, it just completely disappears.
And you can take that ash and throw it in your garden.
Yeah, all kinds of stuff. Yeah, you can make soap with it. Unless, you can wash your clothes with it. There's lye in it. I think it's lye that's in there. Yeah, who knows?
Good for Snoop, though, man. I'm glad that this guy's balling, dude.
Oh, he's making money.
Nothing wrong with making money. And he's the president of Death Row Records. And he's fucking Snoop Dogg.
I think he'd make a good president of the United States.
Let's get Snoop into the debates, man.
Better than what we got right now.
Have you been paying attention to any of this stuff?
I don't. Anything dealing with politics, I've stepped away from, except for like the new Speaker of the House is kind of unhinged.
He's kind of cool.
Unhinged in a way that I kind of like. In a way that I kind of like, yo, fuck you, kind of shit. He's broke. People were making fun of him because he's broke, but apparently he hasn't figured out how the inside trading works. So I'm great with that.
Actually, that makes me feel more comfortable that he's broke, or that he's a paycheck to paycheck guy. $173,000 a year, but lives in Washington D.C. Lives paycheck to paycheck, which makes sense because it's expensive to live in D.C.
Very, very expensive to live in D.C. I know from experience.
Team Elon. I'm not sold on that. I like Elon, but Elon's made his money with other people's money. It's not like he's developed, or it's not like he's come up with anything. He's taken over other people's ideas. I love the guy. I think he's smart, but I don't think he's as brilliant as a lot of people give him credit for.
I think he's smart as shit.
Well,
he utilizes, if he doesn't know something, he'll find someone who knows it and utilize their knowledge to do what he needs to do.
I will agree with that. I'll agree with that. He's smart enough to get the right teams together to do things and stuff.
Trey Growdy.
So what's up with that rocket that he sent up there? They did the most complicated separation of the primary and secondary thrust systems, but then it didn't have enough oomph to get out of the atmosphere, and it exploded.
Yeah. Testing.
And that's testing. It's not like there were people involved.
Mm-hmm. So sometimes you gotta blow some shit up or shock yourself a couple times to figure out how shit works. That's
true.
Engineering 101.
And that's why I love research and development, and that's why I've been doing it for the last 25, 30 years. I love it. Mm-hmm. A lot of trial and error, and the point with the error is you don't get in trouble because you learn something, Every time you fuck something up, you learn something.
And then you R&D is pretty much 100% fuck around and find out.
It is.
All R&D is.
It's great. We have a structural test lab that we work, like we're kind of the same group, but we're not. They do structure, we do electronics and like computers and stuff. But their job is to work something to the point that it breaks. So they break shit all the fucking time. We have like a triple redundant hydraulic system, you know. So here you have an actuator, like a pitch link actuator, that is triple redundant. So there's 3 hydraulic systems in here. So if one hydraulic system fails, the other 2 pick up the slack. If 2 of the hydraulic systems have failed, the one will pick up the slack, and it's able to do everything that all the other ones will. So it's awesome. So we send this to the lab, and we put these actuators through the motions and stuff, and then we shoot the motherfucker with a 50 cal and see how it reacts. That's their fucking job. They get to really break shit and to see how well it responds and how it performs.
My favorite like Elon Musk moment was like, we're launching this rocket. It's going to explode. I just want to see how it explodes. You know? Let's do it.
Yeah, I need some investors. And people are just like throwing millions of dollars at this guy. Going, yeah, let's see it.
You find things out. That's how you
do
find things out.
Yeah.
You got to break things sometimes to figure out how they work.
Absolutely. So how you feeling, man? I think
2 years old.
Yeah. So how you feeling, man? I think we're gonna call it.
Yeah, we should. Yeah.
All right. Don't forget, we got some shows, man. We got some shows. Let me pull up the upcoming shows list. We do have shows 6 nights a week. Where's this? The lineup. So I hope you all had a great weekend. Remember, from now until the first week or 2 of January, our show schedules are subject to change, mostly due to the holidays. When it's possible, we're going to broadcast or rebroadcast some live content from some of our friends, like maybe from Veteran Trash Talk or From the Ashes podcast. So let's check out our shows this week. Monday is the Monday edition. They're off. There's not going to be a show on Monday. Pop Culture Warrior with CQ and Mad Mike, or the Angry Elf. They're going to have Mike Fridley. I really wish I knew how to say that guy's name. And Mike Spano. They are from Squanch Games. They are a bunch of developers that develop games that you want to play. And basically Tuesday is going to be an all Mike show. Everyone is Mike. Everyone on that show is going to be named Mike. Wednesday is a Smoke Pit with Radar and TZ. Hopefully she's feeling better. I knew she was like really under the weather for the last couple of weeks. I really hope she's feeling better. Comedian Doug Allen's going to be on that show. Doug is a comedian. He's a Texas-based comedian out of Austin. Funny dude. Dances like a maniac. You gotta check out Doug Allen's Instagram page and then look for where he's dancing. He's doing like where you do the split screen and there's like this other influencer or whatever's dancing, and he's matching the moves on the other side of the screen. It's hilarious. It's really hilarious. Anyway, on Thursday starts time with Ice and Spanky. They're going to be off this week. Friday Night Freedom. We do a show every other week. We're going to be off next week, so that's cool. When we come back on the 8th, we're going to have Back to Heroes Rumble. Carl Whalen's going to be here. He's got this really huge promotion for the Christmas holidays coming up, and we're going to talk about that. Saturday's a Donza, and then the sports bar is usually always here with the actual King Smith and the coach. They need to be talking some Cowboys this week. I did watch some of the games. Everything went as planned. I figured that the Cowboys were going to kick some ass, and they did. I really didn't think Green Bay was going to pull it out, but they fucking beat the Lions, which was amazing. The Lions halftime show was ass. It was like the ass.
Oh my god!
It was like this fucking this igloo popped out of the field, and this mumble rapper came out and did some things, and there was a guy that stood behind the rapper, mouthing the words, didn't have a microphone. he was supposed to be, I guess, a hype guy and didn't do shit. What was his story? Do you know who that guy was? I have no idea.
I don't. As soon as it popped up, I was like, me and my grandfather were like, what the fuck? And we just left the room.
But here in Arlington, we had Dolly Parton doing the halftime show. She fucking rocked it, dude.
I heard that was. I missed that because I was like in the middle of fucking with shit out in the yard. But I came back in. I heard that was an amazing show.
Dude,
I'll give it that.
Dolly lit Arlington, Texas on fire, man. It was awesome. It was really, really awesome. So they got to talk about that. They got to talk about it. Gotta. All right, everybody. My name is Koz, and that up there is Pooky. And we'll see you in a couple weeks, but don't forget about our shows coming up. Happy Thanksgiving. Hope you had a good vacation. You're well rested, and you're ready to get back to work. I was interested in, and I put this out earlier at the beginning of the broadcast, if anybody's traveling. I've heard travel sucks, but I haven't heard any, like my friends traveling going, fuck, I'm stuck in Newark and I can't get out and my flights have been canceled. All of the weather has been generally pretty good across the United States, which is good. But I don't know if there's anybody having any problems, man. I have no idea. Anyway. There's nothing I can do. I just kind of want to know. All right, everybody. My name is Koz. There is Pooky, and we're out of here, man. We'll see you later. Shots. Oh, there it is.
The building is on fire. I said, no, what? I got my 3 kids and we bounced out. We ain't gonna be in no fire, not today.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Lying awake, I toss and turn and I try to sleep. Praying to God you're out there somewhere thinking of me. Thoughts are burning, lost and yearning for your company. 'Cause I'm still here without you near, and I'm trying to be strong enough to keep my heart from breaking into a million parts without you. So I take the pain and I push it down, even though it hurts like the day I found out you were gone. You were gone, and it still seems like yesterday. We were high up in that loud tree, blue skies above and the world at our feet, and I followed you, you were everything. Now I wonder what you think of me. Oh, the world's moved on since you've been gone, it's just another day. Sometimes when I speak, I think it's something you might say. My heart races, beat so hard inside of me. The radio's on and I hear a song that I wanna sing, loud enough to reach your heart, somewhere out there in the stars, and I miss you. So I take the pain and I push it down, even though it hurts like the day I found out you were gone, and it still seems like yesterday. We were out riding our bikes in the streets, with blue skies above and the world at our feet, and I followed you, you were everything. Now I wonder what you think of me. Push it down, even though it hurts like the day I found out you were gone. Oh, I miss you. And I take the pain and I push it down, even though it hurts like the day I found out you were gone. You were gone, and it still seems like yesterday. An African goose acting cool, lying awake, I toss and turn and I try to sleep.